Welcome to my channel USA Old Coins. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end, you won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. The Washington Quarter has been a staple in American pockets and collections for decades, but when it comes to the national park quarters, each year holds its own unique charm and appeal. The 2020 quarters, struck as part of the America the Beautiful program, captured some of the most breathtaking sights in the nation. One of the shining stars of this series is the 2020 National Park Quarter, which has become more than just pocket change, it has become a collectible treasure. The design reflects both history and natural beauty, combining artistry with the spirit of exploration. The obverse continues the long tradition of featuring George Washington, the nation's first president. His dignified profile has remained a symbol of leadership and resilience since the quarter was first introduced in 1932. What truly captures the imagination is the reverse design of the 2020 issue, which features one of America's stunning national parks. These images bring nature to life, carved into a small piece of metal that fits in the palm of your hand. Collectors often say that coins like these serve as miniature canvases, telling stories of heritage, landscapes, and values. And the 2020 quarter is no exception. It tells the tale of a nation preserving its most beautiful places for generations to come, minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, as well as in proof quality at San Francisco. These coins came in large numbers. Yet within those millions, rare gems exist that command far greater attention. The hunt for pristine examples, coins that never saw circulation, is what excites collectors most. Bright, uncirculated quarters hold their luster and intricate details, making them highly desirable. Errors from the minting process can also elevate the value of a 2020 National Park quarter. Off-center strikes, double dies, or other unusual variations transform ordinary coins into extraordinary rarities. These kinds of coins often become the stars of auctions, where determined collectors bid passionately for the chance to own something truly unique. Even though the program released millions of quarters, finding one in perfect condition or with an unusual error is far from common. That scarcity is what creates real value in the collecting world. For many people, the 2020 quarter isn't just about money. It's about holding history, art, and national pride all in a single piece. The feeling of owning such a coin goes beyond its metal content. The national park quarters themselves carry a deeper meaning. They honor America's most cherished landmarks, reminding us of the beauty and diversity that stretches across the country. When someone discovers a valuable example of the 2020 issue, it feels like uncovering a hidden gem in plain sight. A simple coin can suddenly reveal itself as a prized possession. The symbolism of George Washington on the obverse and the breathtaking natural scene on the reverse perfectly captures both leadership and the majesty of nature. It's a powerful combination that adds to the coin's appeal. Collectors worldwide appreciate not only the artistry but also the stories behind these coins. They know that each national park featured on the reverse carries a rich legacy. The 2020 edition stands out because it belongs to one of the final years of the America the Beautiful series, adding even more weight to its importance. This timing makes it especially significant for collectors who want to complete the set before the program ended. For them, the 2020 issue is a must-have piece of history. Over the years, coins like this gain more and more value, especially as they grow older and fewer remain in pristine condition. People often underestimate just how valuable modern quarters can become. But history shows that certain examples, like the 2020 quarter, rise in worth due to rarity and demand. Imagine stumbling across such a coin in your pocket change and realizing it's worth thousands. That's the kind of thrilling discovery that makes coin collecting so exciting, even for those who don't actively collect. The story of the 2020 National Park Quarter sparks curiosity and fascination. It's a reminder that value can be hiding in the most ordinary places. The legacy of the Washington Quarter has always been strong, but with the addition of the national park designs, it became even more meaningful and visually striking. The 2020 edition is not just a piece of currency, it's a small slice of America's story. And stories, when captured in metal, only grow more powerful over time. That is why collectors are willing to pay astonishing prices for the right example. They know that they are not just buying a coin, they are preserving a piece of history. The excitement surrounding the 2020 quarter shows no sign of slowing down. Interest continues to grow as word spreads of its potential value. Each coin carries the possibility of being ordinary or extraordinary, and that mystery is part of what keeps people searching, from its detailed artwork to its symbolic importance. The Washington National Park Quarter of 2020 will remain a favorite among collectors for generations. T is proof that even a coin worth 25 cents can hold the power to surprise, inspire, and even change lives. And today, the United States. Washington State's $250 National Park 2020 has been known to reach a value as high as $30,000 in words. Top 2. The Washington Quarter has always been one of the most collected and admired coins in American history, but when the America the Beautiful program launched, it gave this coin a whole new life. Suddenly, each quarter became a canvas for celebrating the natural wonders and historic landmarks of the United States. In 2014, one of the most breathtaking releases came into circulation, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park Quarter. This coin was more than just money. It was a tribute to one of America's most visited and beloved parks. The Great Smoky Mountains are known for their misty peaks, lush forests, and incredible biodiversity. To see that beauty captured on the back of a quarter was something that left both nature lovers and coin collectors amazed. The reverse design of this coin, you'll find a log cabin in the foreground, a black bear wandering nearby, and the stunning rolling mountains in the background. It's a scene that perfectly captures the quiet strength and wonder of the Smokies. The obverse side, of course, still carries the enduring image of George Washington, a portrait that has graced quarters since 1932. This pairing of tradition with natural beauty makes the coin an unforgettable piece. When it was released into circulation, millions of people handled it without thinking twice. For most, it was just another quarter for parking meters or grocery store change. But to collectors, it was something far more meaningful. The 2014 Great Smoky Mountains Quarter became special not just for its design, but also because certain examples of it turned out to be incredibly rare and valuable. You see, not all quarters are created equal. Some leave the mint with small errors, unique features, or are preserved in stunning condition. Those are the ones that capture the attention of collectors. The Great Smoky Mountains Quarter is especially valuable when found in pristine, uncirculated condition. The sharper the strike, the shinier the luster, and the fewer the imperfections, the more desirable the coin becomes. For those who love the thrill of coin hunting, the idea that one of these valuable quarters could be sitting in pocket change is electrifying. It creates a sense of possibility that keeps people searching their coins every day. Imagine holding a coin that at first glance looks like any ordinary quarter, but in reality, it's worth thousands of dollars. That's the magic of numismatics, the ordinary transforming into the extraordinary. Collectors around the world have paid serious attention to this 2014 release because of its cultural and historical significance. It's not just a coin, it's a miniature monument to the Great Smokies, a park that millions cherish. What makes it even more thrilling is how few high-grade versions of this coin exist. Out of the massive number minted, only a handful have survived in near-perfect condition. That scarcity, combined with demand, has driven up the coin's market value dramatically. Every year, collectors compete fiercely to own one of the best-preserved examples. Auction houses have seen bidding wars erupt over this particular quarter. What starts as a modest opening bid quickly turns into a battle as collectors refuse to let such a rarity slip through their fingers, and the fascination doesn't end with collectors. Even people outside the coin world are stunned when they hear that a 2014 quarter could be worth a small fortune. It's the kind of story that makes headlines. The design itself plays a big role in the coin's popularity. The charming details, like the cabin and the bear, resonate with people who have visited the Smokies or dream of seeing them one day. That personal connection gives the coin an added layer of emotional value. It's not just metal, it's a story, a memory, and a symbol of America's natural heritage. For many coin enthusiasts, owning one of these quarters feels like holding a piece of the mountains in the palm of your hand. That sense of wonder never fades. Also important to remember that condition is king in the world of coin collecting. A circulated quarter might be worth only its face value, but a flawless mint state version can be worth a staggering amount. Why professional grading services are often called upon. Collectors send their quarters to be examined under strict conditions, and the coins that come back with the highest grades are the ones that fetch eye-popping prices. The Great Smoky Mountains Quarter has become a shining example of how modern coins can rival older classics in terms of rarity and value. Even though it was minted in the 21st century, its story proves that great treasures aren't always centuries old, they can be hiding in plain sight today. The excitement surrounding this coin has only grown stronger with time. Each new discovery of a high-grade example fuels the passion of the collecting community. Collectors who own one often treasure it as a centerpiece of their collection, a reminder of how one quarter can carry both financial and sentimental weight. Easy to see why so many people are drawn to the hunt. After all, the idea that such wealth could be lying unnoticed in a handful of change is simply irresistible. The Great Smoky Mountains Quarter embodies everything that makes coin collecting thrilling: history, artistry, rarity, and surprise. It shows us that something as small as a coin can carry a world of meaning, and when it comes to this particular 2014 Washington State's quarter dollar, the value has been known to soar to an astonishing $55,000 in words. Top 3. The Washington Quarter has been a staple of American coinage for generations, but when the America the Beautiful Quarter program was launched, it gave this classic coin an exciting new purpose. Instead of a plain reverse design, the quarter became a storyteller, celebrating landmarks, monuments, and national parks that hold a place in the nation's heart. In 2016, one of the most captivating designs entered circulation: the Theodore Roosevelt National Park Quarter. This coin quickly became a favorite among collectors, historians, and nature enthusiasts alike. Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, was not only a political leader but also a passionate conservationist. He is often remembered as the conservation president for his tireless work to preserve America's wilderness and create protected lands. The coin issued in his honor carries this legacy proudly. On the reverse, Roosevelt is depicted on horseback, gazing over the stunning North Dakota landscape of the national park named after him. It is a powerful image that reflects strength, vision, and the deep bond between man and nature. The obverse of the coin retains the timeless portrait of George Washington, uniting tradition with this modern celebration of American heritage. The duality of past and present makes the 2016 issue uniquely appealing. When this coin entered circulation, most Americans probably spent it without a second thought. For many, it was just another 25 cents to be used at a store, a gas station, or tucked into a coin jar. But to those who understand the world of numismatics, this quarter represented something far greater. Coins are never just money, they are miniature works of art and pieces of history. The Theodore Roosevelt Quarter carries extra weight because it doesn't just celebrate a place, it honors the man who helped make conservation part of America's national identity. Collectors recognize this significance immediately. What elevates this coin even further is rarity in condition. Millions were minted, but very few have survived in pristine, untouched quality. Most circulated, got scratched, and lost their luster. The thrill comes from finding one in exceptional mint state condition, because those examples are where the real value lies. The sharper the details, the brighter the shine, the higher the grade, the more extraordinary the worth. Coin grading experts have carefully examined the 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarters, and only a small number have achieved top-tier grades. Those few have since become highly sought-after treasures. Auction houses have seen fierce bidding for the finest examples. What begins as modest bidding often escalates into dramatic battles between determined collectors unwilling to let such a coin slip through their hands. The artistry of the coin plays an important role too. The scene of Roosevelt on horseback is not only symbolic but also beautifully executed, with intricate details that show off the skill of the engraver. Collectors often say that this design feels alive. It tells a story in a single image, one that resonates with anyone who has walked the trails or looked out across the sweeping views of Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Because of this personal and emotional connection, many people seek to add it to their collections, even if they are not traditional coin collectors. It bridges the gap between history buffs, nature lovers, and numismatists, that wide appeal only adds to the coin's demand. When demand grows and supply remains limited, value climbs steadily. This is exactly what has happened with this 2016 issue. Stories have surfaced of lucky individuals stumbling upon one of these rare gems in pocket change, not realizing at first what they had. The possibility of finding such a treasure makes the hunt even more exciting, a reminder that rare coins are not always dusty relics from the past. Sometimes, they're modern pieces that still pass unnoticed through the hands of millions every day. The Theodore Roosevelt Quarter proves that even modern coinage can rise to the ranks of highly valuable collectibles, competing with older and more historic coins. And because Roosevelt himself was such a towering figure in American history, this coin feels especially meaningful. To hold it is to hold a tribute to a man whose vision helped shape the very idea of protecting the nation's beauty. For collectors, owning one of these coins is like owning a little piece of Roosevelt's enduring legacy, forever preserved in metal. That sense of history adds to the thrill of its financial value. It's also fascinating how quickly this coin has grown in popularity. In just a few short years, it has become one of the most talked about quarters in the America the Beautiful series. Collectors often highlight this coin when showcasing their collections. It has become a centerpiece, admired both for its design and for its increasing rarity. The excitement also extends to casual searchers. Families, students, and hobbyists sift through change jars with the hope of uncovering one of these modern treasures. Every time a new high-grade example surfaces, the coin world takes notice, and the buzz grows louder. That buzz translates into stronger market prices, as more collectors compete for fewer available coins. The journey of this coin mirrors Roosevelt's own belief that great treasures are worth preserving and protecting. Just as he worked to protect nature, collectors now work to preserve this coin in its best possible condition. The Roosevelt Quarter stands as proof that the spirit of adventure and discovery still lives in American coinage. It's a coin that inspires passion, history, and hope, and when it comes to value, this 2016 United States Washington State's quarter dollar featuring Theodore Roosevelt has been known to reach an incredible $45,000 in words. Top 4. The Washington Quarter has always been one of the most familiar coins in the pockets of Americans, but when the America the Beautiful Quarter series began in 2010, these coins took on a whole new life. Suddenly, each quarter told a story, each design became a tribute, and collectors found themselves chasing modern treasures that carried both beauty and history. Among the earliest issues of this remarkable program was the 2010 Yosemite National Park Quarter. It was a coin that instantly captured the imagination of nature lovers, historians, and coin enthusiasts alike. Yosemite National Park in California is one of the most iconic natural wonders of the United States. With its towering granite cliffs, ancient sequoias, and breathtaking waterfalls, it has long been celebrated as a jewel of the American landscape. The quarter minted to honor Yosemite proudly displays one of the most recognizable views of the park. On the reverse, the design features the legendary El Capitan, a sheer granite cliff that rises dramatically above the valley floor. The engraver captured the majesty of this formation with stunning detail, giving the coin a sense of power and scale. It is a design that immediately stands out from the moment you hold it in your hand. On the obverse, the coin retains the timeless image of George Washington, a portrait that has anchored the quarter's identity since 1932. Together, the two sides blend tradition with the wonder of America's natural heritage. When the Yosemite Quarter first entered circulation, millions of people spent it without hesitation. To them, it was just another 25 cents, useful for a bus ride, a vending machine, or loose change in a pocket. But in the world of numismatics, this coin quickly rose in status. Collectors knew that special issues like this often hide treasures, and that careful eyes could spot the difference between an ordinary coin and a rare masterpiece. The Yosemite Quarter became especially intriguing because certain examples proved to be exceptionally rare in high-quality condition. While millions were minted, very few remained untouched, flawless, and preserved in the state they left the mint. Circulation quickly wore down their luster, scratched their surfaces, and diminished their perfection. That means the coins that survived in pristine, mint-state grades are incredibly scarce today, and it is those examples that have made collectors chase the Yosemite Quarter with such determination. auction houses and coin shows have seen this quarter become the centerpiece of bidding wars. Collectors recognize the combination of its artistry, its early place in the series, and its rarity as reasons to push prices higher and higher, even outside of numismatic circles. People are astonished to learn that a 2010 quarter could be worth more than many older and seemingly more historic coins. That surprise adds to its mystique. The design itself plays a big role in its popularity. El Capitan is a landmark known worldwide, a symbol of strength, endurance, and natural beauty. Capturing it on a coin gave the Yosemite quarter universal appeal. This universal connection means that even casual collectors and outdoor enthusiasts often seek out the coin, not only for its potential value but also for its emotional connection to the park. That blend of financial worth and sentimental meaning creates a powerful demand, one that keeps the Yosemite quarter firmly in the spotlight. The beauty of this coin is also a reminder of the America the Beautiful series' purpose, to honor national parks and historic sites, while also engaging new generations in the hobby of coin collecting. Collectors who own one of these rare Yosemite quarters often describe the feeling as holding a piece of the cliffs themselves, as though the majesty of Yosemite Valley has been captured forever in shining metal. It is remarkable that something so small can carry such a vast story, history, art, nature, and value all contained within a single quarter. The scarcity of high-grade examples ensures that the Yosemite quarter will only grow more desirable with time. Each year, fewer pristine coins are available, making the ones already preserved even more valuable. Collectors understand that coins like this do not stay hidden forever. When one appears, the excitement spreads quickly through the coin world, and attention immediately turns to how much it will fetch at auction. The competition is often fierce. Enthusiasts know that missing the chance to secure one may mean waiting years for another opportunity. This eagerness drives prices upward, transforming the Yosemite quarter into one of the shining stars of the America the Beautiful series. What makes the story even more thrilling is the possibility that one of these rare quarters might still be hiding in plain sight, sitting unnoticed in a jar of change, or resting in a forgotten drawer. That sense of discovery keeps people checking their coins, hoping for the thrill of uncovering a treasure where they least expect it. The Yosemite quarter embodies the very heart of coin collecting, the blend of history, beauty, rarity, and the chance of stumbling upon something extraordinary. It reminds us that even in modern times, coins are more than currency. They are storytellers, monuments in miniature, and symbols of the places and people they honor. And when it comes to value, this 2010 United States Washington State's quarter dollar featuring Yosemite National Park has reached the astonishing price of $75,000 in words. Top 5. The Washington quarter has always been more than just a coin. Since its introduction in 1932, it has stood as a familiar symbol in the hands of Americans, but the modern era brought a new wave of fascination when the America the Beautiful quarter series was introduced. This series was designed to honor national parks and historic sites, giving each state a chance to display its natural treasures on the reverse of the nation's most iconic coin. In 2018, one of the most striking issues released was the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore Quarter. The Apostle Islands, located off the northern coast of Wisconsin in Lake Superior, are a chain of over 20 islands renowned for their beauty, sea caves, and cultural history. They are often called the jewels of the Great Lakes, and it was only fitting that they were immortalized on a quarter. The reverse design of the 2018 quarter captures the serene beauty of the region. It depicts a kayaker paddling along the shoreline with sea caves in the background and a soaring eagle overhead. The image tells a story of adventure, exploration, and the unspoiled wonders of America's landscapes. On the obverse, the coin carries the classic portrait of George Washington, blending timeless tradition with the spirit of natural preservation. The combination makes this coin stand out instantly in the America the Beautiful series. When the Apostle Islands quarter was released into circulation, most people spent it casually, never realizing they held a miniature work of art. It was just 25 cents in daily life, but collectors knew the potential waiting in such designs. What makes this coin particularly fascinating is how quickly it became sought after by numismatists. Being part of the later issues in the series, its mintage was not as large as earlier state quarters, giving it an extra edge of rarity. Millions were produced, of course, but not all survived in flawless condition. That is where the true story of value begins, because only those coins preserved in pristine, mint-state quality have become treasures. High-grade examples of the Apostle Islands Quarter are rare, and when such coins surface, they immediately catch the eye of experienced collectors and grading experts. The thrill lies in the possibility of finding one of these rare pieces in everyday change. Imagine pulling out a coin that looks ordinary but holds an extraordinary secret value. That is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The design itself also adds to the appeal. The kayaker and eagle are symbols of freedom, strength, and human connection to nature. It is a coin that resonates deeply with anyone who has ever ventured into the great outdoors. Because of this emotional resonance, demand for the Apostle Islands Quarter has only grown. People who visited the islands or admire America's national parks often want this coin as a keepsake. That wider interest expands its market far beyond traditional collectors, and when demand expands while supply remains limited, the price naturally climbs higher. Over the years, professional grading services have confirmed only a handful of the finest quality Apostle Islands quarters. Those rare examples are the ones that have changed hands for staggering amounts. Auction houses have seen this coin spark intense bidding. What might start as a modest auction quickly escalates as collectors compete for a chance to own something so special. The fact that this coin is modern makes its story even more thrilling. It shows that treasures are not only buried in the past but can be found in coins minted just a few years ago. That is why collectors of all ages are drawn to this series. It is accessible, relatable, and full of surprises waiting to be discovered. The Apostle Islands Quarter is proof that beauty, history, and value can all be found in the smallest details of a coin. Each time a pristine version surfaces, it reignites the excitement in the collecting community, reminding everyone that rare coins can still be hiding in plain sight. The artistry of this coin also cannot be overstated. The sense of motion in the kayaker, the elegance of the eagle, and the natural wonder of the caves create a design that feels alive. For many collectors, owning this quarter is like holding a little piece of the Great Lakes in their hand, a reminder of both nature's beauty and human craftsmanship. The rarity of high-grade examples ensures that this coin's value will only grow stronger over time. Scarcity and demand are the twin forces that drive the numismatic market, and this coin has both in abundance. It is no wonder that seasoned collectors consider it one of the most attractive and promising coins of the America the Beautiful series. Even casual collectors are fascinated when they learn how much one of these quarters can be worth. The idea that a single coin, minted in 2018, could command such a price feels unbelievable yet inspiring. This is what keeps the passion for coin collecting alive. The possibility that a life-changing discovery might be waiting in the most unexpected place. The Apostle Islands Quarter embodies everything that makes modern coins exciting: artistry, rarity, connection to history, and a surprising financial reward. It reminds us that coins are not only currency but also storytellers, preserving the beauty of America's landscapes for generations to come. And when it comes to value, this 2018 United States Washington State's quarter dollar featuring Apostle Islands National Lakeshore has reached the remarkable price of $35,000 in words. Top 6. The Washington Quarter has been a cornerstone of American coinage since its first issue in 1932. Designed to honor the nation's first president, it became not only a functional piece of currency but also a patriotic symbol in the hands of millions of Americans. By the year 1971, the Washington Quarter was already nearly 4 decades old, and yet it still carried with it a sense of tradition and familiarity that made it one of the most beloved coins in circulation. The 1971 issue holds a special place in numismatic history, not just because of its age, but also because of the fascinating details and stories that surround it. It was a transitional period in U.S. coinage, following the switch away from silver just a few years earlier. Unlike earlier quarters, which contained 90% silver, the 1971 quarters were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition. This made them durable for circulation, but it also marked the end of an era where silver content directly influenced a coin's value. On the obverse, as always, is the timeless bust of George Washington. His image, designed by John Flanagan, remained unchanged, a testament to the enduring respect Americans held for their first leader. The reverse continued to display the heraldic eagle, wings spread proudly, clutching arrows and an olive branch. A design that reinforced the strength and peace America sought to represent. At first glance, the 1971 Washington Quarter may appear ordinary, a coin so common that it often went unnoticed. People carried it in their pockets, dropped it in payphones, and used it at gas stations without a second thought. But in the world of coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving. Even a coin as common as the Washington Quarter can contain hidden rarities that transform it from pocket change into a fortune. The 1971 quarter is one of those coins that has surprised collectors time and again. While millions were produced, not all of them were minted perfectly. Mistakes, variations, and unique features are what makes certain coins from this year so incredibly valuable. Some 1971 quarters are prized for their striking errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet compositions that slipped through quality control at the mint. Other examples have risen in value simply because they have survived in remarkably pristine condition, untouched by circulation and preserved in dazzling mint state quality. For collectors, the excitement comes from knowing that a coin worth just 25 cents in face value could, under the right circumstances, be worth thousands, or even more. The 1971 quarter serves as a perfect example of how history, condition, and rarity all combine to determine a coin's worth. Without those factors, it's just change. With them, it's a treasure. Auction houses and coin dealers have highlighted certain 1971 quarters that stunned the community with their incredible hammer prices. These coins, often discovered decades after minting, turned out to be far rarer than anyone imagined. One of the reasons this year has captured so much attention is that it falls during a period when the mint was perfecting its copper-nickel-clad production. Transitional issues and unique errors from this time are especially intriguing. Collectors are drawn to this year not only for its historical importance but also for the thrill of discovery. You never know when a seemingly ordinary coin might turn out to be something extraordinary. The story of the 1971 quarter has spread far beyond professional collectors. Everyday people have discovered these coins in pocket change, in jars of old coins, or tucked away in family keepsakes. That possibility, that anyone could stumble upon such a rare and valuable piece, is what makes the hunt so captivating. The design itself also adds to the charm. Washington's portrait is a reminder of leadership and legacy, while the eagle on the reverse reinforces the coin's timeless symbolism of strength and freedom. T is a coin that carries not just monetary worth, but also emotional and historical significance. To hold one in your hand is to hold a piece of the nation's past. As time has gone on, the rarity of high-grade examples has only increased. Coins from 1971 that remain in brilliant condition are scarce, and their value has soared accordingly. When these coins appear on the market, collectors waste no time in pursuing them. The demand is high, and the competition can be fierce. The thrill of winning such a coin is indescribable. It represents not only a financial investment but also a personal connection to America's numismatic history. Stories of lucky finds continue to inspire new generations of collectors. The idea that a life-changing discovery could be hiding in plain sight is irresistible. For many, the 1971 Washington Quarter has become more than a coin. It has become a symbol of the endless surprises hidden within the world of collecting. It reminds us that every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can lead to extraordinary value. This coin stands as proof that modern coins, even those minted in the millions, can achieve legendary status when rarity and demand intersect. The 1971 Quarter captures all of these qualities: history, design, rarity, and surprise, making it one of the most fascinating modern quarters ever struck. And when it comes to value, this 1971 United States Washington Quarter dollar has been known to reach the breathtaking price of $145,000 in words. Top 7. The Washington Quarter has been a constant companion in American life for nearly a century. First minted in 1932 to honor George Washington, it quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. By the time 1979 arrived, the Washington Quarter had already established itself as a staple in the pockets and purses of millions. Yet the coins minted during that year carried their own unique story, one that has captured the imagination of collectors. The 1979 Washington Quarter came at a time when America was facing economic challenges and inflation. Coins were used constantly in everyday transactions, which meant that most of them quickly wore down through heavy circulation. On the obverse, the portrait of George Washington remained unchanged, a design that had become a trusted symbol of leadership and history. His dignified profile carried the weight of the nation's past and stood proudly as a reminder of the country's beginnings. The reverse continued to feature the bold heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch. This design reinforced the values of peace and strength that the United States sought to embody. At first glance, the 1979 quarter may seem like an ordinary coin, the kind you might find rolling around in a change jar or resting at the bottom of a drawer. But hidden within this year's mintage are rarities that elevate its value beyond imagination. The difference lies in condition, scarcity, and unique minting errors that slipped through unnoticed at the time. These factors can transform a coin worth only 25 cents into a true treasure. For example, certain 1979 quarters were struck with double die errors, giving some letters or numbers a doubled appearance. Others were minted off-center or with weak strikes, making them highly collectible, but the most prized are those preserved in flawless, uncirculated condition. These coins never touched circulation, and their original luster still shines as brightly as the day they left the mint. Collectors prize these high-grade examples because they are incredibly rare. After decades of handling and wear, only a tiny fraction of the original mintage has survived in pristine form. That scarcity is what drives their incredible value. When one of these exceptional coins surfaces, it becomes the center of attention at auctions and among private collectors. The bidding can be intense, with enthusiasts competing fiercely for the chance to own one of the finest examples of a 1979 Washington quarter. The thrill of this coin is that it's modern enough to still appear in circulation, yet rare enough that finding one in top condition feels like striking gold. Every coin hunter dreams of stumbling across a coin like this in loose change, or tucked away in an old collection. The possibility is what keeps the search alive and exciting. The design itself also contributes to its lasting appeal. Washington's portrait has a timeless dignity, while the eagle on the reverse remains one of the most iconic images in American coinage. For many collectors, owning a rare 1979 quarter feels like holding a piece of both history and artistry, captured in a coin that still resonates with pride. What makes this particular year so fascinating is that it falls into the late pre-state quarter era, a time when coins were not yet designed with collectors in mind, making rare varieties even more valuable. These coins were intended for everyday use, not preservation, which is why high-quality survivors command such astonishing prices today. As time passes, the number of surviving uncirculated 1979 quarters will only decrease, adding further to their scarcity and value. Stories of these coins being discovered unexpectedly continue to inspire collectors and hobbyists around the world. They remind us that hidden treasures can sometimes be found in the most ordinary places. The 1979 Washington quarter has become a shining example of how modern coins can achieve legendary status when rarity, history, and demand all combine. It is not just a coin, it is a miniature monument to America's enduring spirit, carried through the decades and still capable of surprising us today. Collectors who own one often treasure it as the highlight of their collection, a piece that stands out among even the oldest and rarest coins. The coin also serves as an invitation to new collectors, proving that you don't always have to search centuries into the past to uncover something truly extraordinary. The 1979 Washington quarter is a reminder that the world of coins is full of surprises, where value is not always obvious at first glance. Its story continues to grow as more people discover its rarity and its remarkable worth in the numismatic market. Each time one of these coins changes hands at auction, it reinforces the idea that history is alive in the coins we carry and that sometimes fortune hides in plain sight. The Washington quarter of 1979 has therefore become one of the most thrilling modern coins to collect, admired for both its history and its hidden potential. And when it comes to value, this 1979 United States Washington quarter dollar has reached an astounding $105,000 in words. Top 8. The Washington quarter has stood as a proud emblem of America's heritage for generations, and the year 1984 produced a coin that has become the subject of fascination among collectors worldwide. When people first glance at the 1984 quarter, It might appear to be just another common coin, tossed into circulation during an era when millions of these pieces were minted. But beneath its everyday appearance lies a treasure that could be worth far more than its face value. The obverse continues to display the enduring profile of George Washington, a design first introduced in 1932. His portrait radiates leadership and history, making this quarter an icon of American coinage. On the reverse, the eagle design remained, wings spread wide in strength, perched on a bundle of arrows and framed by olive branches of peace. It is a combination of symbolism that has kept this coin relevant to every generation. Why 1984? The Washington Quarter had been in production for over 50 years, and it had become so familiar that most people hardly stopped to look at it. Yet those who take a closer look know that even modern coins hold surprises. The magic of the 1984 quarter comes not from its ordinary mintage, but from the special circumstances surrounding rare varieties and top-condition examples. Coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated state are astonishingly rare today. Most entered circulation immediately after minting, meaning wear and scratches became unavoidable. High-grade coins, carefully preserved in protective holders, are the ones collectors pursue most fiercely. Their sharp details, original shine, and untouched surfaces separate them from the millions of common coins that still exist. In addition to condition, certain minting errors make the 1984 Washington Quarter a highly desirable piece. Double strikes, off-center impressions, or faint lettering are all variations that elevate the coin's appeal. These unusual traits transform what could be an ordinary coin into something extraordinary, sparking the attention of numismatists across the globe. Collectors often say that the thrill of coins like the 1984 quarter lies in their unpredictability. You never know when one might appear in a collection, in pocket change, or hidden away in a forgotten coin jar. The fact that a coin so recent can achieve such high value is proof that treasures are not always found only in centuries-old pieces. Sometimes the modern coins in your hands can hold secrets of incredible worth. Part of the excitement comes from the fact that the 1984 quarter was minted in large numbers, yet only a fraction have survived in extraordinary condition. This scarcity drives up demand, especially among serious collectors. Every collector dreams of discovering a coin like this, because its rarity and condition combine to create a piece of true numismatic history. When a top-grade 1984 quarter appears at auction, the bidding wars can be fierce. Enthusiasts know how hard it is to find one, and they compete passionately to secure it. These moments highlight how a seemingly ordinary quarter can command extraordinary attention when rarity and condition align. The 1984 quarter is also cherished for its role in the long history of the Washington Quarter series. It represents a bridge between the original designs and the later state quarters that would capture the nation's imagination. Owning such a coin is like owning a slice of America's past, a reminder of how even everyday items can become lasting treasures. The artistry of the design adds another layer of value. Washington's profile is both bold and elegant, while the eagle's image has remained one of the most powerful symbols ever struck on a U.S. coin. Collectors admire the way this design balances patriotism with artistry, making each coin a miniature masterpiece in its own right. The durability of the design also adds to the coin's significance. Unlike the state quarters that would follow, the 1984 quarter stayed true to tradition, and this consistency makes it a favorite among numismatists. Each surviving coin tells its own story of minting, of survival, and of discovery. The journey from being struck in 1984 to being prized today is what makes this coin so fascinating. Even those who aren't coin experts can appreciate the thrill of knowing that a simple quarter might be worth far more than anyone ever expected. It is this sense of possibility that keeps collectors searching, studying, and protecting coins like the 1984 Washington Quarter. The passage of time has only increased its value, as fewer pristine examples remain and demand continues to grow year after year. The 1984 quarter therefore represents more than money. It represents history, art, rarity, and the unending excitement of discovery. Its story continues to inspire collectors, reminding us that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places, even in the change from a cash register. For some, it becomes the centerpiece of a collection, the crown jewel that outshines everything else. For others, it's a thrilling surprise discovered in a forgotten drawer or inherited from a relative. and when it comes to value, this 1984 United States Washington quarter dollar has reached an incredible $82,000 in words. Top 9. The Washington quarter has always been more than just spare change. It is a piece of history carried in the pockets of millions of Americans. The year 1988 was no exception, producing a coin that has fascinated collectors and sparked excitement in the numismatic world. At first glance, the 1988 Washington quarter may seem like any other quarter from that era. It has the same familiar face of George Washington and the same eagle on the back that people had grown accustomed to for decades, but the magic of coin collecting lies in details, and the 1988 quarter carries within it secrets that make it highly desirable. Those who look beyond the ordinary quickly realize that some of these coins are worth far more than 25 cents. The obverse proudly shows the profile of George Washington, designed with elegance and strength. His determined expression and sharp lines represent the ideals of leadership and endurance that the nation respects. The reverse of the coin depicts the American eagle with wings spread, a timeless image of courage and freedom. For generations, this design has been a symbol of the nation's values. The year 1988 was a time of change and progress in the United States, yet the Washington quarter design remained consistent, serving as a reminder of tradition and stability in American life. Millions of these coins were minted, but not all have survived in the kind of condition that excites collectors today. The real treasures are those rare examples that escaped circulation and have remained in pristine shape. A coin's condition is one of the most important factors in determining its worth. Collectors especially prize coins that are uncirculated, flawless, and sparkling with original luster. The rarest finds are those graded at the very top levels by professional services. These coins display every detail clearly, with no scratches or blemishes to detract from their beauty. Beyond condition, certain errors from the minting process in 1988 have added another layer of rarity. Off-center strikes, doubling of letters, or missing details can transform an ordinary quarter into an extraordinary discovery. Collectors are always hunting for these unique varieties, because they are not only rare but also tell fascinating stories about the minting process itself. The thrill of uncovering a valuable 1988 quarter lies in the unexpected. You might find one in a roll of coins, tucked away in a drawer, or hidden among a collection passed down through family. Every discovery becomes a moment of excitement, a reminder that even the most common-looking coin can hold untold value. The 1988 quarter also carries historical significance as part of the long-running Washington quarter series, which has spanned decades and witnessed the evolution of American coinage. Why owning a rare example of this year? Collectors feel connected not only to the artistry of the coin but also to the broader story of America's monetary history. Each coin is a piece of art struck in metal, combining tradition with national pride. The detailed portrait of Washington and the commanding eagle are testaments to the skill of the engravers who brought them to life. Collectors often remark on the balance between the strength of the design and the simplicity that makes it timeless. That is one reason why coins like the 1988 quarter remain so attractive to both experts and beginners. The passage of nearly 4 decades has only increased the coin's allure, as fewer and fewer high-quality examples remain available on the market. When such coins appear at auction, they quickly ignite bidding wars, with enthusiasts vying to add them to their prized collections. It is in those moments that the true value of the 1988 quarter becomes clear. What was once small change can now command life-changing sums. This transformation from an ordinary object into a coveted treasure is what makes coin collecting such an exciting journey. Every 1988 quarter has a story to tell, whether it passed through countless hands in circulation or was carefully preserved from the start. The ones that survived untouched stand today as shining examples of patience, preservation, and luck. Collectors who own one of these rare coins know they are holding a slice of American history, a reminder that even the smallest pieces of metal can become priceless. The excitement surrounding the 1988 quarter shows no sign of fading. As new generations of collectors continue the search for these elusive treasures, it is a coin that reminds us that history and value often lie hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those with a curious eye. The Washington quarter of 1988 proves that not every valuable coin must be centuries old. Some treasures are modern, yet just as remarkable, and so, a coin that once bought a piece of candy or a ride on a bus has risen far above its humble beginnings. Today, the United States Washington Quarter $1,988 has reached an astounding value of $68,000 in words. Top 10. The Washington Quarter has long been one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American history. Among the many years it was minted, the 1998 quarter stands out as a piece that carries both history and potential value far beyond its small denomination. At first glance, the 1998 Washington quarter looks like any other, bearing the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse. This design has become a classic, representing leadership and national pride. The reverse still displays the proud eagle with wings spread wide, a design that had been in use for decades before the state quarters program began the very next year in 1999. That fact alone makes the 1998 issue historically significant, because 1998 was the last year before the dramatic shift to the 50 state quarters series. Collectors see it as the final chapter in a long tradition of the eagle reverse. It is the end of one era and the beginning of another. Millions of these coins were produced, but not every quarter from that year is equal in value. Hidden among the ordinary examples are pieces that collectors dream of finding. The difference lies in condition, rarity, and in some cases, unusual minting errors that make the 1998 quarter truly remarkable. Coins that were carefully preserved and never circulated hold the greatest potential. Uncirculated coins shine with their original luster, reflecting the details of Washington's portrait and the eagle with breathtaking clarity. These are the coins that make collectors' hearts race. Errors from the minting process also add to the excitement. A doubled die, an off-center strike, or a misaligned design can transform what appears to be an everyday coin into an extraordinary rarity. Each error tells its own story about how the coin came to be, and collectors pay significant premiums for these unique variations. The thrill of coin collecting often comes from the chance of finding such treasures in unexpected places. The 1998 quarter has turned up in old rolls of change, forgotten jars, and inherited collections. Imagine the surprise of discovering that a coin once thought to be worth just 25 cents is actually worth thousands of dollars. That is the magic of the 1998 quarter. The obverse design, showing George Washington's profile, was created decades earlier yet still carried symbolic weight in 1998. His steady gaze and bold presence represent resilience and leadership. The eagle on the reverse is equally symbolic, with its wings spread as if guarding the nation's values. It had become a beloved image, making the 1998 issue even more meaningful as the last of its kind. Collectors often feel a sense of nostalgia when they hold a 1998 quarter, because it represents the closing chapter of a classic design that had graced pockets for so long. Over time, pristine examples of this coin have become harder to find. Circulation wears down the details, and fewer coins remain in the kind of condition that excites collectors. That scarcity drives demand at auctions and among private collectors, where rare pieces in excellent condition command impressive sums. The story of the 1998 quarter is not just about metal and design, but about history and transition. It stands on the edge of two great coinage eras in the United States. Those who own one in exceptional quality are holding not only a piece of money but also a symbol of change in American coinage. The appeal of this coin grows with each passing year, as collectors recognize its significance and seek to add it to their collections before prices rise even higher. When a rare 1998 quarter appears for sale, it captures attention quickly. Collectors know that opportunities to acquire such treasures are becoming rarer. The beauty of this coin lies in its dual nature. It is both common enough to be familiar and rare enough to be extraordinary under the right circumstances. This duality is what makes coin collecting exciting. The possibility of turning a simple coin into a life-changing discovery keeps collectors motivated. The 1998 quarter embodies that excitement perfectly, offering both history and hidden value for those who know what to look for. Its timeless design, combined with its position as the last of the eagle quarters, ensures that it will always have a special place in numismatic history. Collectors treasure it for its artistry, its symbolism, and its unexpected potential for incredible worth. Over the decades, its value has continued to grow, especially for coins that are uncirculated or carry unique errors. It reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes it takes patience, knowledge, and a sharp eye to uncover true treasure. The Washington Quarter of 1998 is proof that even a small coin can carry great history and enormous potential, and today, the United States Washington Quarter $1,998 can reach an astonishing value of $48,000 in words. The Washington Quarter has long been one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American history. Among the many years it was minted, the 1998 quarter stands out as a piece that carries both history and potential value far beyond its small denomination. At first glance, the 1998 Washington Quarter looks like any other, bearing the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse. This design has become a classic, representing leadership and national pride. The reverse still displays the proud eagle with wings spread wide, a design that had been in use for decades before the state quarters program began the very next year in 1999. That fact alone makes the 1998 issue historically significant, because 1998 was the last year before the dramatic shift to the 50 state quarters series. Collectors see it as the final chapter in a long tradition of the eagle reverse. It is the end of one era and the beginning of another. Millions of these coins were produced, but not every quarter from that year is equal in value. Hidden among the ordinary examples are pieces that collectors dream of finding. The difference lies in condition, rarity, and in some cases, unusual minting errors that make the 1998 quarter truly remarkable. Coins that were carefully preserved and never circulated hold the greatest potential. Uncirculated coins shine with their original luster, reflecting the details of Washington's portrait and the eagle with breathtaking clarity. These are the coins that make collectors' hearts race. Errors from the minting process also add to the excitement. A doubled die, an off-center strike, or a misaligned design can transform what appears to be an everyday coin into an extraordinary rarity. Each error tells its own story about how the coin came to be, and collectors pay significant premiums for these unique variations. The thrill of coin collecting often comes from the chance of finding such treasures in unexpected places. The 1998 quarter has turned up in old rolls of change, forgotten jars, and inherited collections. Imagine the surprise of discovering that a coin once thought to be worth just 25 cents is actually worth thousands of dollars. That is the magic of the 1998 quarter. The obverse design, showing George Washington's profile, was created decades earlier yet still carried symbolic weight in 1998. His steady gaze and bold presence represent resilience and leadership. The eagle on the reverse is equally symbolic, with its wings spread as if guarding the nation's values. It had become a beloved image, making the 1998 issue even more meaningful as the last of its kind. Collectors often feel a sense of nostalgia when they hold a 1998 quarter, because it represents the closing chapter of a classic design that had graced pockets for so long. Over time, pristine examples of this coin have become harder to find. Circulation wears down the details, and fewer coins remain in the kind of condition that excites collectors. That scarcity drives demand at auctions and among private collectors, where rare pieces in excellent condition command impressive sums. The story of the 1998 quarter is not just about metal and design, but about history and transition. It stands on the edge of two great coinage eras in the United States. Those who own one in exceptional quality are holding not only a piece of money but also a symbol of change in American coinage. The appeal of this coin grows with each passing year, as collectors recognize its significance and seek to add it to their collections before prices rise even higher. When a rare 1998 quarter appears for sale, it captures attention quickly. Collectors know that opportunities to acquire such treasures are becoming rarer. The beauty of this coin lies in its dual nature. It is both common enough to be familiar and rare enough to be extraordinary under the right circumstances. This duality is what makes coin collecting exciting. The possibility of turning a simple coin into a life-changing discovery keeps collectors motivated. The 1998 quarter embodies that excitement perfectly, offering both history and hidden value for those who know what to look for. Its timeless design, combined with its position as the last of the eagle quarters, ensures that it will always have a special place in numismatic history. Collectors treasure it for its artistry, its symbolism, and its unexpected potential for incredible worth over the decades. Its value has continued to grow, especially for coins that are uncirculated or carry unique errors. It reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes it takes patience, knowledge, and a sharp eye to uncover true treasure. The Washington Quarter of 1998 is proof that even a small coin can carry great history and enormous potential. And today, the United States Washington Quarter $1,998 can reach an astonishing value of $48,000 in words. The Washington Quarter has long been one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American history. Among the many years it was minted, the 1998 quarter stands out as a piece that carries both history and potential value far beyond its small denomination. At first glance, the 1998 Washington Quarter looks like any other, bearing the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse. This design has become a classic, representing leadership and national pride. The reverse still displays the proud eagle with wings spread wide, a design that had been in use for decades before the state quarters program began the very next year in 1999. That fact alone makes the 1998 issue historically significant, because 1998 was the last year before the dramatic shift to the 50 state quarters series. Collectors see it as the final chapter in a long tradition of the eagle reverse. It is the end of one era and the beginning of another. Millions of these coins were produced, but not every quarter from that year is equal in value. Hidden among the ordinary examples are pieces that collectors dream of finding. The difference lies in condition, rarity, and in some cases, unusual minting errors that make the 1998 quarter truly remarkable. Coins that were carefully preserved and never circulated hold the greatest potential. Uncirculated coins shine with their original luster, reflecting the details of Washington's portrait and the eagle with breathtaking clarity. These are the coins that make collectors' hearts race. Errors from the minting process also add to the excitement. A doubled die, an off-center strike, or a misaligned design can transform what appears to be an everyday coin into an extraordinary rarity. Each error tells its own story about how the coin came to be, and collectors pay significant premiums for these unique variations. The thrill of coin collecting often comes from the chance of finding such treasures in unexpected places. The 1998 quarter has turned up in old rolls of change, forgotten jars, and inherited collections. Imagine the surprise of discovering that a coin once thought to be worth just 25 cents is actually worth thousands of dollars. That is the magic of the 1998 quarter. The obverse design, showing George Washington's profile, was created decades earlier yet still carried symbolic weight in 1998. His steady gaze and bold presence represent resilience and leadership. The eagle on the reverse is equally symbolic, with its wings spread as if guarding the nation's values. It had become a beloved image, making the 1998 issue even more meaningful as the last of its kind. Collectors often feel a sense of nostalgia when they hold a 1998 quarter, because it represents the closing chapter of a classic design that had graced pockets for so long. Over time, pristine examples of this coin have become harder to find. Circulation wears down the details, and fewer coins remain in the kind of condition that excites collectors. That scarcity drives demand at auctions and among private collectors, where rare pieces in excellent condition command impressive sums. The story of the 1998 quarter is not just about metal and design, but about history and transition. It stands on the edge of two great coinage eras in the United States. Those who own one in exceptional quality are holding not only a piece of money but also a symbol of change in American coinage. The appeal of this coin grows with each passing year, as collectors recognize its significance and seek to add it to their collections before prices rise even higher. When a rare 1998 quarter appears for sale, it captures attention quickly. Collectors know that opportunities to acquire such treasures are becoming rarer. The beauty of this coin lies in its dual nature. It is both common enough to be familiar and rare enough to be extraordinary under the right circumstances. This duality is what makes coin collecting exciting. The possibility of turning a simple coin into a life-changing discovery keeps collectors motivated. The 1998 quarter embodies that excitement perfectly, offering both history and hidden value for those who know what to look for. Its timeless design, combined with its position as the last of the eagle quarters, ensures that it will always have a special place in numismatic history. collectors treasure it for its artistry, its symbolism, and its unexpected potential for incredible worth over the decades. Its value has continued to grow, especially for coins that are uncirculated or carry unique errors. It reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes it takes patience, knowledge, and a sharp eye to uncover true treasure. The Washington Quarter of 1998 is proof that even a small coin can carry great history and enormous potential. And today, the United States Washington Quarter $1,998 can reach an astonishing value of $48,000 in words.